Classmates mocked black student about her stepfather, until they saw the medal around his neck. The laughter didn't stop when the bell rang. It followed Aaliyah Walker down the hallway, bouncing off lockers, slipping into cracks in the walls, clinging to her like a shadow she couldn't shake. Someone whispered loud enough for her to hear, and someone else snorted, trying, and failing, to hide it. Imagine your stepdad being that guy. Aaliyah tightened her grip on her backpack straps and kept walking. It was her first mistake of the day, thinking if she stayed quiet, the noise would fade. It never did. At Jefferson High, reputations formed fast and stuck harder. By junior year, everyone knew who you were, or at least who they thought you were. Aaliyah was known as the girl with the weird stepfather. The man who picked her up in an old truck. The one who wore the same faded jacket every winter. The one who showed up to school events early and sat in the back, clapping too hard, smiling too wide. The one people laughed at. It had started small. A comment here, a joke there. Does he work, like, at all? Why does he always wear that chain under his shirt? Think he's famous or something? Bet he's pretending to be important. They didn't know his name. They just called him the loser. Aaliyah never corrected them, not because she was ashamed, but because she didn't know how to explain something that felt too big for words. Her stepfather, Marcus Hill, wasn't her blood. He came into her life when she was 9, right after her real father died and her mother stopped laughing. Marcus arrived quietly, like someone stepping into a room already heavy with grief. He didn't try to replace anyone. He didn't raise his voice. He didn't demand love. He earned it. He learned how Aaliyah liked her eggs. He sat through math homework he didn't fully understand. He showed up to every track meet, every parent night, every award ceremony, even the ones where she didn't win. And every morning, before school, he told her the same thing. Walk proud. You don't owe anyone an explanation. That was easy to believe at home. At school, it was harder. The worst of it came from a group of students who always seemed to be watching her. Mostly harmless kids, popular enough to feel untouchable, bored enough to be cruel. One afternoon in history class, the teacher asked everyone to share something about their family for a project. Aaliyah felt her stomach drop. When it was her turn, she kept it simple. I live with my mom and my stepdad. A pause. Then a voice from the back. Oh, is that the guy who dresses like he's stuck in the 90s? Laughter exploded. Another voice followed. Yeah, the one with the fake gold chain. Someone added, what does he even do? Pretend to be important. The teacher tried to regain control, but the damage was done. Aaliyah's face burned. She stared at her desk, willing the moment to end. That night, she didn't tell Marcus. She never did. 2 weeks later, Jefferson High announced its annual Community Recognition Assembly. It was one of those events everyone tolerated. Local leaders, veterans, volunteers, people who had given back. Students were required to attend, though most planned to sleep through it. Aaliyah sat near the middle of the auditorium, legs bouncing nervously. She didn't know why she felt uneasy, just that something about the day felt heavy, like the air before a storm. The principal stepped up to the podium, smiling. Today, he said, we honor individuals whose service and sacrifice remind us what true strength looks like. Aaliyah half listened, until she heard a name that made her spine straighten. Marcus Hill. The room shifted. Aaliyah's heart slammed against her ribs. No, that couldn't be. A man stood from the front row. Her stepfather. Not in his faded jacket, but in a pressed dark suit she had never seen before. His posture was different, still calm, but steadier somehow. He walked toward the stage with measured steps, eyes forward. Whispers rippled through the crowd. That's her stepdad. Wait, what? Marcus reached the stage. The principal shook his hand, then gestured for silence. Mr. Hill, he said, is being recognized for his extraordinary service overseas and his continued work supporting veterans and families in our community. Aaliyah's hands trembled. The principal continued, for acts of bravery under fire, for saving lives at great personal risk, and for service beyond the call of duty, Marcus Hill was awarded this medal. An assistant stepped forward, holding a small case. When it opened, the medal caught the light. Gold, heavy, real. The principal lifted it carefully and placed it around Marcus's neck. Gasps filled the auditorium. Aaliyah felt tears sting her eyes as memories crashed over her. Marcus leaving early some mornings, saying he had meetings. Marcus making phone calls late at night, voice low, steady. Marcus helping neighbors without ever mentioning it. The chain they mocked wasn't fake. It was a medal he kept hidden. Because he never thought it needed to be seen. The applause started slowly, then grew louder. Students rose to their feet one by one. Some clapped, some stared, some looked at Aaliyah. She stood too, legs shaking, heart full and breaking all at once. Marcus scanned the crowd, then his eyes found her. He smiled. Not proud, not triumphant. Just gentle. After the assembly, the hallway felt different. No laughter followed her, no whispers. People stepped aside as she passed. Someone muttered, "I didn't know." Another said, "That's actually incredible." Aaliyah didn't respond. She walked outside, where Marcus was waiting by the old truck, metal tucked back beneath his jacket. "How was school?" he asked, like it was any other day. Aaliyah looked at him, really looked at him, and felt something shift inside her, something solid, unbreakable. "It was different," she said. He nodded, opening the door for her. As they drove home, the sun dipped low, painting the sky in soft gold. Marcus hummed quietly to the radio, one hand on the wheel, the other resting easy. Aaliyah leaned back in her seat, the weight of the day settling into something warm. For the first time, she didn't feel small. She felt seen.